My name's Stuart. I'm Manufacturing Director here at Brandauer Co. Brandauer Co are a high-speed precision engineering company. We manufacture press tools in-house and offer engineering consultancy. We then run the press tools, manufacturing circa 1 billion components a year, varying through 15-20 different sectors. I started at Brandauer as an apprentice 17 years ago. I started at MG Rover doing my first year apprenticeship. Rover went into administration. I then looked at the marketplace of what other apprenticeships were out there in engineering. Came across Brandauer that were offering the same package that was available to me at Rover, so that was doing a ONC, a HNC day release scheme. So yeah, that's how I found myself here at Brandauer. The reason I got into an apprenticeship is I always wanted to be in engineering. I initially looked at doing a degree, so I did my A-levels, and then I wanted to do a degree in automotive engineering with motorsports. Having looked around at the industry, the job availability, the course contents, I felt the best option for myself was a hands-on practical approach. By doing an apprenticeship, I get to learn hands-on and carry on doing qualifications, so it seems the best approach. It gave me an all-round ability of engineering, not just the academics. Started my apprenticeship at Brandauer as a tool making apprentice. That initially involves me working within the tool room predominantly, but as a business, it's key that apprentices travel around to understand the full extent of what the business offers. So, as a young apprentice, I got placed in each department for circa 3 months. Not to specifically learn the job, but understand what the business offers. So I spent time in quality, metal finishing, warehouse, press shop, and then back to tool room where my apprenticeship was going to finish. So when I start the apprenticeship, having gone in each department, you sort of know what you're looking at roughly, so you've got a better understanding. Following that, I then moved through the machine shop, so there's different elements within the tool room. We start off machining, so each component's machined initially, soft machining. It then gets heat treated, we then grind it through a hardened process, we then wire round it, we then assemble it on the bench. And as an apprentice, you get to follow all those stages, such that at the end of your apprenticeship, over the 4 or 5 years, you become competent of a core skill, tool making, but proficient in all the other supporting activities. So it gives you a really broad approach to tool making. You understand every element. Yeah, you're not the master in every one, but you know enough of everything to get by and offer a good overall apprentice. So during the apprenticeship, you learn a lot of other skills. So I touched on design, I touched on project management, I touched on the quality aspects, so automotive quality such as PPAPs and APQPs. So you've got a really broad knowledge base. That then allows me, once finishing the apprenticeship, to progress further. Following directly finishing the apprenticeship, you spend a year or so becoming, we call it a tool room improver, so honing your skills. At the same time, I was placed into design, so I was supporting the design activities, so I was doing component drawings for manufacture, machining the parts myself. And then slowly over the next couple of years, I got into the role of designing press tools. So by taking my core hands-on skill, it allowed me to develop into a tool designer role. I spent a year or two doing tool design. Again, learning that knowledge allowed me to step up to a team leader, so I've become team leader of new product introduction, which is overseeing all new tooling in the business. So that's from initial customer meetings, design reviews, doing the tool design, doing the development on the projects, working with the tool makers, prioritising the workload. That then carried on my learning. I started my degree roughly at that time. So I did a degree in management of manufacturing systems, which again works alongside the apprenticeship I've just completed. So it really supports it hand in hand. Upon completing my degree, so that was a 3-year day release degree, that allowed me to then progress into engineering manager. So as engineering manager, I'm then taking all the learning, the practical learning from an apprentice, and all the qualifications, the degree, the efficiency drives, to fully manage a department and a team of 20 people. Having spent a couple of years in there, that's allowed me to progress on further. So I'm now manufacturing director, fully responsible for all operations in the business, all tooling, all new product introduction, quality, dispatch. Yeah. My son's just started his apprenticeship here, so he's been here a year now. And I think, being a young parent, he's always seen me progressing through my career. So he's 17, coming 18 years old. I've always been in education all his life, while working. So I've been earning money, progressing myself, and progressing us as a family. So he's always seen that. He's an engineer at heart. He's a more practical, hands-on than an academic engineer. So an apprenticeship really works for him because he's learning hands-on skills, he's getting paid for it, and he's still getting the qualifications to support it. But I'd encourage anybody to take up an apprenticeship. For me, I always wanted to get my degree. I always wanted an engineering degree, and I've still got there. It took me 10 years to get to that point, but through that 10 years, I've learned a massive amount of skills. I've been paid throughout it. I have no student debt. And at the end of it, I'm a more competent engineer than having just gone to university. So for me, it offers a lot more than just the qualification. It's the bigger picture. It's making you a better engineer and a better person. There's hundreds of jobs out there for tool makers, skilled, trained tool makers. There's not the people to fill it. There's always going to be jobs. As a country, Great Britain is known for making things. That's what we know globally as. That's what we've got to carry on doing, and that's what we'll always be doing. So we need the skill set there to support it, and apprenticeship is the way to keep feeding that.